Hey guys, I hope everyone's doing well during these difficult times, keeping safe and stuff. I just want to say thank you so much for 170 subscribers. I'm nearly at 200, which is crazy considering I started this channel properly at the start of quarantine. So seeing this progression is great, and you can also see the progression of my beard and my long hair during these videos because there's nowhere to get it cut. This is Song for the Dead, and it's a banger of a song. It's one of my favourites. It's the song they always end with gigs. At the end of this video, I'm going to be talking about tone as well, because I keep getting questions about that, so I'll break that down a bit for you. So yeah, here we go. The intro and the outro, I won't be breaking down note for note. I'll teach you the basics of it, and then I'll leave some stuff for you to figure out by ear, because it's all the same. It's all based around here. It's all that sort of area, so you'll be able to figure out by ear. But like the extra little harmonics and when to hold it and stuff like that, I'll leave you to figure out, just to, shorten the video a little bit. But I'll give you the basics of it. Sliding from the 12th fret on the C string, and then you do an open. So sliding 12, open C, and then the harmonic on the 5th fret, which is if you don't know what harmonic is, you're lightly putting your finger across the string, and like in the middle of the fret, and it creates this sound. So it's kind of like an extra note in between different notes. I don't really know how to explain it, but that's it. So you're going, and then you're doing 2, open, then harmonic, then 2, then harmonic, and then 3, and then harmonic, and then you repeat it. So you're going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then it's just repeating. And then that continues for a while. You've got some extra like harmonic bits in, but like I said, I'll leave that to you to figure out. And then we get into the song. So all that is you're doing 4 on the open E, 2nd on the A and the D. We're in C standard tuning, but I'll talk like it's in E standard, so it makes it easier for me to explain. Hit that 4 times. Then slide up. And then you do 2 open Cs. And then you do this chord, which is 12 on the E, or low string, sorry. 13 on the A, 14 on the D. Then 2 open Cs, then move that shape up 1. 2 open Cs, and then go back down. So you're going. And then we move into the little solos and stuff like that. So you've learnt this, and you play that after pretty much every little solo thing you do. So the first one, pretty simple. Slide from the 12th fret on the G to the 14th, and then you do like vibrato on the 12th fret, like that, and do that twice. it's split between two different guitars, two different like sides of your ears. So if you wanted to do your own cover, then you can follow the whole tutorial and then figure out which guitar plays what. It's kind of a call and response thing. Sometimes one guitar plays something twice in a row instead of one. It sort of alternates. Anyway. Do it again. So you do that twice. And then the next one, the third thing. Which is 12, hammer onto 14 on the A. And then 12 on the D. Hammer onto the 14th on the A. And then pull off 14, 12 on the D, and then back to the 14 on the A. Like that. Like that. And then we kind of do like a slide thing, so we're going from the 3rd fret it's kind of like a slide up. It doesn't, they slide in a specific place. I think it's 3, 7, like 10 or 9 or something. But I just go slide up. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. You can do whatever you want with there, but basically you fuck about. You do something fucked up. There's a behind the scenes video of them talking about it, and you say fucked up or focus, and it's that kind of idea. So you've got the focused and then you've got the fucked up. This comes under fucked up. Like that. And then we come into the next bit, and you literally just repeat the ones you've already learned. And you do that again. And then we go into the next one. Which is 14 on the G, 12 on the B. So you're bending it together, bend up. And then use your pinky on the 15th fret of the E, and you hit it while you're bending it, so you're going like that. Cool. Next bit. When I get to that bit, I flip this to the top, because then you get that sort of nasally sound. That sound. Without that, sounds too clean and nice, whereas this sounds more like a Queen's tone, that nasally sound. Anyway, so I'm going. Stop here, flick up really quickly. And then we go 15 to 12. 14 on the B, on the G, sorry. Slide on the D, 12 to 9. So we're going. Like that. And then we stay up in this position. And then we're going 14 on the A to 17. And then 13 on the G to 15. Then 13, 15. But when you get to the 15 again, you bend it like that, and kind of do bend a little bit and then vibrato. and then we flip down again. Which is 15 on the B, it's 12, then 14 on the G, 12 on the B, 14 on the G, then 12. Like that. Okay, so let's go through it, and we'll start from the chords down here. So we've got through all that bit, and then once we've done we go, and then there's like a pause for a bass solo. Back into it. And then I bend on the 18th fret on the E string, and I think one guitar's bending it and the other one's like vibrato, so vibrato, whatever, that kind of thing. And then we go into the chorus, and I only need to teach the chorus once because it doesn't change at all, and I think it's played like 3 times. So you've learnt this bit. You know that. Instead of going back down 1, we then go to a power chord on the 10th fret on the A, 10 on the A, 12 on the D and the G. So we're going, and then we move that power chord up 1, and then slide it up a fret. So we're going. And then we repeat that like 4 times, I think. And then do like another fucked up slide, and then we go into the second lot of like mini solos. And it goes like this. And you know that. And the next bit, flick back up to this bit here. And we're going 17 on the B, to 16 on the G, then 14 on the D, then bend on the 15 on the B. So like that. And then the next bit. Which is my personal favourite in the song. 19 on the E, 18 on the B, 16 on the G, back to the 18th, and then bending on the 14th fret on the G. Sorry, like that. So let's go through it. And then we flick that back down. Which is 16 on the G, then 14 on the A, on the D, sorry. Then 15 on the G to 16. Back to 15. To 17 on the D, 14 on the D, then 17 on the A. So all together slowly. And then it's back into the chorus. You do that 4 and then you open E, and then it's the break, ready for the solo. Okay, so now we're into the solo, and we enter with a unison bend, which is 15 on the B and 12 on the E. And you bend it and you hit together. Hold it for a little bit, and then you kind of like pick it again. And then you bring it down, and then you go 12, 15 to 14. And then 14, 12, 15. And then you repeat it, so it's going. And then you're speeding up slowly. And then to the point where you feel like you can't really pick fast enough, like where you're struggling, then you go into the pull-offs. So 15 to 12 to 14. So you're going. So you're gradually speeding up and then going to pull-offs. It's tricky. It takes some time to practice, but you'll get it. So. And then you after you've done the few pull-offs, then you go 12, 14 and bend it and stop it, and then like back to 12 to 14 to 12, so like that. So slowly. that's that part. Okay, and the next bit. So, I'm not too sure if it's if that bit's note for note. I was never quite certain, but it sounds close. So, sliding 14th on the D, pick it a few times, and then G 16, and then so 15, 17 on the E. Do that twice. Then bend it. Bring it back down, and then 15, 17, 15, and then 17 on the B. And then we're doing 12, 15 pull off to 15 on the B, 12 on the E, and then back to 15. And then I think it's going like 12, 15, 12, slide from 10 to the 14th fret on the B. So, like that. So I'll do it all together slowly. Like that. Okay, the next bit. So we're bending the 7th fret on the A, then pull off on the 5th fret to the open A, and then pull off to 7, and back to 7. So we're going. Then bend on the 5th fret on the D, and then repeat that first action. And then we go 5 to 7 to 5 on the D, back to 7 to 5. So we're going to 7. So, and then bend 7th fret on the D to the 5th fret on the D. So slowly. And then you start on the 5th fret on the D. So 5, 7, 5, 7, then bend 7 on the D to 5. So all together slowly. Okay, so then we're moving into the last part of the solo. So this guitar kind of stops, that lower part stops, and the one doing the high stuff continues, so it goes. So what that is doing is 12 to 16 on the G, then 12 to 11, 11, 12, 11, sliding it, so then 11, 12, pull off this time instead of sliding, to 14 on the D, then back to the 11th fret, then back to 14, to 12, and then it's 12 to 14, so altogether 12, and then 12 on the G to pick to the E on the 12th, then slide 11 to 14 on the G, so all together slowly. And then we pick 16 on the G, then slide 12 to 14 on the D, hit that twice, and then we slide 11, 12 to 14 on the D, do that twice. And then at this point I'm not exactly sure what he's doing. This is sort of where I fucked about a bit, but I'll tell you roughly what I was doing. So I was going, so 2, slide 11, 12 to the 14, do that twice. And then I was kind of pulling off to the 12 and then sliding to 16th fret on the D and then back to 12 and then 14, so and you kind of speed it up. And then eventually, after about 4 of those, I then go to pull-offs, 11, 12 to 14. So you're going, and you're just kind of speeding it up. And then at that point I'm going like 12 to 14, but I'm hammering on without picking. And then the same to 12 to 15. Like that. It's a really rough idea of it, but it's such a chaotic end to a solo. But that's what I was doing. So let me do that whole last part of the solo slowly. Okay, so after the crazy solo ending, we go back into the, and then there's like a little pause, and then which is 12, 14 on the D, then 15 on the E, 14 on the B, 12 on the B, 15 on the B. So, solo's finished. Pause. Then back into it. Pause. And then slide down. And then there's that the drum bit. The little pause. That's the drums. And then goes back into it. So you already know that unison bend. That's the 15 to 12. So you just go. Then there's a little bass pause, and then we go back into it. Switch up. So you're going 14 to 15, like hammering on really quickly. Then 12, 14, hammer on. 14 on the D. So I'll do that all slowly together, pretend I've finished the solo. Drum break, and then we go back into it. Pause. Then we go back into it. And then we kind of go, just hit it as you slide up. And then we go back into the chorus. And then we go slide slowly down to 1, and then back up, and then back into the and then that's it for the outro. Obviously there's like a stop and things like that in it, but like I said, I'm not going to go into full detail of the intro and outro. You can figure out where the harmonics go and the pauses and stuff, because they're pretty obvious. But that's the whole song. That's all the little solo bits, all the fiddly bits, and the chorus and stuff. So I hope that was really helpful. Let's move on to the tone, because a lot of people are asking for that. Okay, so this is going to be a very quick rundown of the tone. This is Ableton. This is what I use to record my guitars and drums and piano and all that kind of stuff. It's great. And this is down here is what I use to create my tone, apart from the tuner obviously. So it's just 4 things. And this is all coming with the basics of Ableton. So this is Hot Fuzz. This is my pedal. And I use overdrive. Mids are quite high, trebles down, and the bass is taken down as well. I'm using overdrive. So the fuzz. And this is the overdrive booster. And then I've got another overdrive booster. So this is what it sounds like. It's pretty gross, but the mids are very high. So that's the sort of tone. And then this is Basic Rock dual cab guitar. This is an amp with 2 cabinets. So this is what basically molds it together. And obviously I've got the gain down here as well, because Queen songs are not that gainy. People make that mistake. So yeah, that's basically it. There's nothing massively complex. It's overdrive, which is the hot fuzz, which is the pedal. Then I've got an overdrive booster, and then I've got a mids overdrive here. And then this is an amp with 2 cabinets, and mids are quite high and all that kind of stuff. But that's the basics of the tone, really. Okay, so you've learnt the full song, and you've understood my tone and how I sort of achieved that sound. That's it. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope you learnt a lot. There is tons more content coming, a lot more covers, and I'm planning a lot more tutorials as well. If you have any tutorials specifically in mind of any Queen songs, please put them in the comments. If I haven't covered them yet, then I will wait until I've covered the song. But yeah, no, that's it. Cheers for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below what you thought of the video. That will really help me out. Cheers.